Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Bushcraft Brews. I'm Hitch.
I am Wally.
And we got some beers. We got some cool topics to touch on today. First, let's crack these bad boys open.
Definitely excited to be drinking some new beers as always. And we are apologized that we were gone for so long.
Yeah, a little too long. But we're back at it, back in action, hopefully a little bit more regularly now. So, regularly.
Yes, we got a lot of things in the works planned for the future. Some exciting brand affiliations happening. Some exciting guests coming on the podcast soon. And obviously more beers being cracked on mic.
All
right. What are you drinking there, Sean?
I got the Continental Breakfast Sour. Very excited for this bad boy. I'm really into sours lately.
Isn't that just the most satisfying sound in the world?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's a can of Coke or a beer or... I don't even care if it's like a brisk iced tea. I just love that sound of cracking a can of whatever.
Wow. That is really good. That's really good. I'm excited to get drunk.
What's that one again?
The Continental Breakfast Sour.
Oh, you know what? I tried that one a long time ago, and I saw it again, and I just had to try it again. I remember it being very good, but I have tried a significant amount of beers in my time, so sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget what they taste like, to be honest. So this is one I wanted to have on the podcast, though.
No, yeah, this is definitely good. I'm excited to drink some more. I know we got a couple here. What's the other one we got?
This one is a smoked chocolate stout with cayenne pepper, and it's actually called 2020 Dumpster Fire, appropriately named.
Thank you, Double Nickel.
It is actually a spicy beer, believe it or not.
Yeah, the cayenne, I'm sure.
At first, this beer was like, I didn't like it because the cayenne pepper like really kicks you in the teeth. And the more you drink it, you're like, all right, I'm now accepting the fact that this beer is spicy and there's cayenne pepper in this beer. Once you get past that and you just know that you're going to be tasting like spice when you drink your beer every time, it grows on you. I'm not going to say it's like really good or one of the best beers I've ever had, but it grows on you.
All right. All right.
I actually forgot that we were sharing these beers, so I poured a full glass.
Oh.
There is beer left in the can. Small
I'm going to take most of this then. No, I'm kidding. That's cool, man. I'm excited to hop back in this, though, for real. It's been way too long. So, I know you got a ski trip coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. Maybe give some people some tips on what to do, maybe what not to do. But first, tell us about your ski trip that you have. Tell us where you're going, what you're doing, other than skiing, or if it's just skiing, that's cool. I don't really know what happens on ski trips. I've never been, so I don't really know. But, yeah, take it away.
So we have a friend, or Sean isn't coming, unfortunately, on the ski trip. So I guess I have a friend that is fortunate enough to have a condo up in Vermont right now, and he's letting us go there and stay at it for a week. So grateful for that. Because that means we don't have to spend money on an Airbnb or renting, a condo for the week or anything. We already have that place that figured out. As far as the activities that we're going to be doing up there, I believe it's going to be mostly backcountry skiing, like ski touring, and with skins on, climbing up the mountain, and then when you get to the top, take your skins off and ski down, as well as maybe 1 or 2 resort days at some local resorts. And we're also planning to go ice climbing. I am super excited about that. I've never been ice climbing before. We are going with a guide, fear not.
With like an ice pick or
a pickaxe?
Yeah. What is it called?
It's called an ice axe.
Ice axe.
Yes, with 2 ice axes in each hand. And you got to have special shoes, too, that dig into the ice. It's basically like rock climbing, except obviously there's no handholds. You just have the ice axes that you're digging into the ice with. Yeah, it's fascinating, honestly, when you watch somebody.
It's fucking scary as hell.
It is kind of scary, honestly.
Not to scare you, but like also don't look down.
The fact that we're going with a guide makes me feel a lot more comfortable. If we were going alone, I'm not even sure if I would ever do this. Just like, with me and my friends setting this up alone with just us, I think this is something that I'd always want to do with a guide. Just because of the nature of how unpredictable ice can be at sometimes, with the weather and the shift changes in rock and everything like that. Rock climbing is something I feel a little bit more confident that I can go with people who know what they're doing and they can set it up. But ice climbing is a whole different beast to tackle. So yeah, we're going to be doing some of that and possibly a snowmobile tour. But I don't know if we would have fit that in.
Oh, that'd be so dope.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
I'm excited for that, but I don't know if we would have fit that in or not.
So how high are you climbing?
Probably not more than like 50 feet. We'll just pick a nice spot with like ideally a frozen waterfall or something like that, or just a spot where water has lived. Like,
is that what you do? You just pick a frozen waterfall?
Most of them are frozen waterfalls, or at least just water falling off the side of some cliff that has frozen. But you go with a guide that knows, all right, I've climbed in this spot plenty of times. It's a good, reliable spot, and you don't just like go pick any frozen waterfall.
Right, you got to know what you're doing. Because I also feel like that was running water at one point, so like be careful.
And there's actually, believe it or not, there's still running water under most of those. Just the outside are frozen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot for me to handle. I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking a lot in right now. I'm a little nervous.
No. And he's not even going.
And I'm not even going. So everything about this trip that you're doing makes me nervous, which is super cool. Like I'd be listen, it sounds like a lot of fun though. Like I would definitely do it, but I've never skied. So the first time that I do ski, I'll probably shit myself. And then what's it called? Ice climbing? Is that what it's called?
Ice climbing.
Ice climbing. I can barely rock climb without shitting myself. So there's that. The snowmobile is cool as hell. I think that's awesome.
The snowmobile should be a lot of fun.
I mean, it'll all be cool, but that's probably the least scary.
Believe it or not, the snowmobile was actually the thing that I was most worried about.
What? Why?
Because, like, I have been climbing before, and I've read up on a number of ice climbing expeditions with a guide, and all the reviews that I found say that they're fairly safe. Not fairly safe. They're extremely safe if you go with a guide who knows what they're doing and is highly rated, who knows the area as well. So, like, I trust them, and I've been rock climbing outside a number of times, so, I mean, this isn't that much different than rock climbing outside, and obviously I know how to ski. I've been skiing for a long time. But I have never touched a snowmobile.
Oh, my God.
So that is the thing that I'm, a little bit nervous for.
I guess you're right. I've never done anything that you're about to do. It's kind of hard for me to comprehend because like if I went there, I just wouldn't know where to start. I'd probably feel the most comfortable on the snowmobile though. I think so. I don't know. I don't know if it's any different from like riding a quad.
I have to think like it must be kind of the same.
I mean I'm sure the ride is different and kind of how you're controlling yourself is and the vehicle is different, but in terms of like gear shifting, are there gears on snowmobiles? I don't know.
That is something I'll have to report back
Thank
on.
you. It's like I actually am realizing that I have no clue what you're about to do. I just can't relate at all, except for the fact that I don't know how to do any of it, and I think it would be very hard.
Maybe I'll have a slight advantage because like the snowmobile does have skis in the bottom of it. So, like, I know how skis react on certain types of snow and stuff like that. But beyond that, like, I don't even know where the brake is on a snowmobile.
Okay. So, all right. So you're going on the ski trip. Let's get into some tips because especially like me, I don't know. We have a ski trip planned in a month or so.
Alert. Sean is going skiing.
I am going to go. So I need some tips. I need to know what I'm going to be wearing. I need to know, I don't know, everything. And then, if we could touch on the climbing aspect, I know you mentioned a couple things, but, what are some tips you have for people that have never skied before? Like me, I'm going to go on my first trip. What should I do? What should I take? What should I bring with me?
So I would definitely look at the weather report and stalk that a couple days before because that's going to depend a lot on what you want to wear. If you go to the mountain and it's 50 degrees, you're going to dress a lot differently, obviously, than if it's below freezing and it's snowing. So stalk the weather report before you go. If it's under, let's say, 30 degrees, you want to wear a base layer on your legs and your upper body. So that could be tights, Under Armour, The old-fashioned thing is long johns,
Mm-hmm.
long underwear, or a thermal shirt. Anything like that would work. If it's more like 45 or like 40-degree range, I don't think a base layer is absolutely necessary. You could probably just wear like sweatpants or shorts and just like a t-shirt under your jacket or something. And if it gets above like 50 degrees, you could probably just ski in a t-shirt.
Really?
Yeah. You know, honestly,
Wouldn't the snow melt?
Snow doesn't melt until like upwards of 50 degrees, I think, because like it's been pretty warm here lately, and we still have snow patches on the ground.
That's true. That's true.
And the snow mountains actually make their own snow, so you don't have to really count on there being snow on the ground all the time. Like they make snow every day, or most days at least, and they groom it so like the trails are perfectly even when you go down and everything. So like there's not going to be unexpected bumps or anything like that. The trails are made for you to ski until the mountain closes, like for the season.
In the backcountry skiing that you're doing, it's not like that, right? Like it's just backcountry. It's not maintained. You're just going skiing. You're going somewhere, and you're just like, let's do it, and then you're just leaving.
There actually is a couple of maps. Like we plan on going to spots that are popular backcountry ski spots, as well as maybe adventuring a little bit past that. I know a common thing to do with backcountry is like to maybe buy a lift ticket to a mountain that you know, and like take the lift up to the top of the mountain, and then ski off the back side of the mountain rather than like the resort side. It's called out of bounds skiing, and like you just basically go out of bounds and just take into account that like where you're going, there's no ski patrol. There's nobody keeping you safe out there, so you have to make the right decisions, and you have to be confident in your ability to go out there. But the benefits of all that stuff is fresh tracks. It has never been skied on before. You're the first person to ski on that, so the snow is pristine.
I just want you to know, I just shook my head like I knew what you were talking about. I have no clue. I mean, I understand now, but I had no clue when I was shaking my head, yeah. So, okay, I get it. So it's fresh, it's clean, clean slate kind of, and you get to go down and enjoy it yourself. And I'm sure you're seeing some things that are also pretty cool, taking the road less traveled, right?
Yeah. Most of these spots, there is actually like already a skin track. So like the skin track is where you put your skins in the bottom of your skis, and they allow you to use your skis to climb. So like grip the snow with your skis, and you can essentially like use them like cross country skis, how you would just kind of walk on them, but you're walking up the hill while your toes are clipped in.
Are they like crampons or?
No, I'll have to show you after we're done this podcast.
Okay.
And if you are a listener and you're not really sure what I'm talking about, just look up AT touring bindings on YouTube, or they're called Alpine touring bindings, and how to, and something will pop up that you can watch.
Okay.
After you watch that video and you're a big skier, I guarantee you're gonna want to get yourself a pair. They are so worth it, and honestly, now that I have these, like I don't really ever have to buy a lift ticket again if I don't want to.
So now you could just walk up.
Yeah, wherever. Like there has to be enough snow in the spot that I'm obviously going to, but I've heard that if there's at least 6 to 8 inches, you're probably good for wherever you're going. But like that was one of the most appealing things to me is like, you know, one day I'd like to move out west somewhere where there's a lot of snow, and then having this that I don't have to buy an expensive lift ticket all the time, and you can get a hell of a workout in and enjoy fresh powder.
Another thing I don't understand. Do lift tickets, like, is it just like you buy a lift ticket and it takes you up once, and then when you ski down you have to buy another one? I don't understand how this works. I genuinely don't understand.
All my skiers out there are cracking up right now.
We're cringing.
So you buy the lift ticket and you get the whole lift, like you get to use the lifts for the whole day.
Okay.
Or you can buy like a
That makes
multi-day
sense.
pass, and like you hang it on your jacket, ideally like with a zip tie. Or what a lot of mountains have been doing recently is they have like gates in front of the ski lift, and you just put this chip somewhere on your jacket, and you like it runs the sensor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like something like that, but you buy a lift ticket, you get access to the lifts all day long, and like you can buy a 3-day pass at a discounted price. So maybe if it's $60 a day, you get the 3-day pass for $100 or something like that. And then there's season passes too.
Okay. All right, so that it's starting to make sense to me. I just didn't know. Like I don't. So, but if you buy wait, I may have missed this. If you buy a day pass to ski, is the lift ticket included?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's included. Okay. So yeah. Okay. That's not bad then. Is it cheaper if you don't get the lift ticket? Like if you buy a day pass to ski, but you say I have skins on the bottom of my skis, I can walk up. I don't need the lift ticket. Can I pay less?
So that's a really good question, honestly. I don't know about like every mountain, but I know a lot of mountains near me. They will say that if you have skin tracks, or if you have skins on the bottom of your skis and you want to climb the mountain, go ahead. You can ski our mountains and like you can climb all day if you want to. You don't need a pass. I've heard other mountains that like you still need a day pass to climb, and you still need to buy a lift ticket. Like the lift ticket and the day pass are pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
So you still need one to ski on the resort. But I've been to other places where they're like, oh no, just go, have fun, as long as you're not taking the lifts.
So basically, they say like if you want to climb that mountain in your skis, go right ahead. You're an asshole.
Yes.
Okay.
But also, a lot of mountains don't allow that on more popular days, or if they're just popular all the time and they're always busy, because it can be a hazard for somebody who's skiing down.
I can imagine, yeah.
And then there's somebody in the middle of the trail, like going up,
walking, yeah.
So like, you know, like what if that person just is a beginner skier and they're not confident in their abilities, and they crash into you? Now you got a huge liability in your hands.
And I imagine it's not easy to like change direction whether you're walking up or skiing down. Like in the snap, like you know what I mean. If you're coming down, and I imagine again that you're traveling kind of fast when you're skiing down.
Pretty fast.
Like, are you gonna be able to like, oh shoot, he's not going down. This guy's walking up, and then.
I think it's easier to turn
direction
when you're going down, because like when you're going up, like you can only move like so fast with your skins on. But when you're going down, like, you know, you're already moving fast. You can make a quick adjustment, or at least, like, I can make a quick adjustment and miss you by a couple inches. If you were skiing and you saw somebody skiing up, you might not be able to make an adjustment.
Right.
So that would be a hazard.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I just have so many questions. Like, we haven't even touched on the other things you're doing in terms of my questioning, and I just...
So let's cover some beginner tips for both skiers and snowboarders.
Great.
I would not hesitate to take a course. If it's your first time and you're not going with people who have been skiing before or snowboarding and who are not people who are experienced, at least like to a certain advanced level, I would not hesitate to take a course. I think you will enjoy it a lot more, and you won't be so frustrated when you get to the top of the mountain and it takes you an hour to get down. So that's for one. And then I would focus on one thing per day. Instead of, like, say it's your first day snowboarding, instead of trying to get it all in one day and, like, being a snowboarder who can ride heel, toe, stop on both sides by the end of the day, maybe focus on that day, like, just mastering your heel. Don't even try toe the whole day. Just get your heel down that day. The next day you come back, just work on your toe. And then, like, the next day you come back, like, just work on your left side stops. And just, like, piece it all together one at a time, rather than just like coming in and getting overloaded with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were talking earlier about kind of like the crashes that you can take, and it makes sense to me that you really want to focus on and perfect these. I don't even know what to call them. These things that you're doing while you're skiing or snowboarding. You know, you want to perfect those before you kind of move on to the next thing, because if you just partially like you start piecing things together that you didn't perfect and you're not good at all the time, you could have a pretty bad accident, from what it sounds like at least.
Yes.
Also, let me just say, this 2020 dumpster fire from Double Nickel kind of tastes like beef jerky.
Oh, that's a good.
I think the Cayenne.
That's a really good comparison. Actually.
It's like a liquid version of beef jerky. If that sounds good to you, then buy this beer.
I don't know how I feel about it still.
I don't know either, because, like, I love beef jerky, but do I love drinking beef jerky? I don't think so.
I might classify this beer as, like, have you ever ordered a trash can at a bar?
No.
This is similar to, like, a trash can when the bartender is like, all right, what do I got left that's back here in an empty bottle? And they just, like, pour a bunch of different things in a glass.
That sounds terrible. I don't think I'd want that at all.
No, I don't want that either. And ideally, they're not very good.
Ew. All right, well, I gotta tell you, this is okay. I think I'll go the 2020 dumpster fire, which, like, it also makes sense that it's not amazing because 2020 sucked. So,
Yeah,
Double Nickel, you did a pretty good job, I think.
Fits the name. It fits the name.
For sure. Absolutely. Is there any other tips that you have for people that are going to go out, their ski or...
I did want to give some
climb?
advanced tips for maybe skiers who are past the level of beginner. Maybe they're working into intermediate, or maybe they're working into, like, some advanced stuff where, you know, honestly, only in the last year or year and a half have I started to work through intermediate skills and begun to try to develop some advanced techniques. And I'm still, like, really in the beginning stages of that. But the biggest tip I would give to you is just ski with people who are better than you. Watch their lines, watch the way they ski, and ask them about their skiing. People love to talk about their skiing, and they're glad to help you, like, learn how to ski new techniques and everything. And despite how good of a skier or snowboarder you think you are, you can always get better.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel fortunate that we're going to be skiing when we do go eventually, that I'll be skiing with you, and then obviously Gabby will be around at least. Or she's part of the ski patrol. So, yeah. I mean, that makes me feel really good.
It's nice that she's there because, you know, if something does happen,
yeah,
a ski patrol member is, like, always nearby.
Right there, which is great for me because, again, I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll be having fun out there, and I'm going to learn a lot of things. And actually, I'm more excited to tell people the aftermath of it. You know, see how we do.
I'm excited to hear, like, your reaction to the whole day, actually.
I've snowboarded once, and it wasn't, like, actually snowboarding. I was a kid, and I was going down, like, this small little mountain, but it was actively snowing, so I had a terrible time, and I ended up just, like, stopping because I was like, this sucks. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
I just tried the Continental Breakfast Sour Yogurt version, and I said that I had this one before, but I couldn't remember what it tasted like. And to be honest, it does taste a little bit like the aftertaste is almost yogurt. I don't know if that's what you got or not, but it's like maybe almost a cherry soda with, like, a yogurt in a little bit.
I don't know. It was super sweet. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It
wasn't sour. I didn't think it was really sour. It was more sweet.
I would buy this again.
Yeah. I've been getting into sours big time. Like, I still love my stouts, but I could definitely down a good sour for sure.
Yeah, that makes me actually not want to buy the 2020 dumpster fire again.
That was not good.
Yeah, that was. I said it would grow on me, but then I tasted another beer, and I was reminded how other beer actually tastes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was okay. Like, it wasn't terrible, but I mean, I don't know. If you like drinking, I think I was pretty accurate with that beef jerky.
Yeah, so. I think so too. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode.
Yeah, I think we're all done here. I don't know. I just want to drink some more beer. I need to get this nasty taste out of my mouth. So we'll go do that, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you all for listening.